That's a bunch of rubble.
It's a bunch of rubble?
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand.
Barney Rubble. Flintstones.
Oh, yeah, I know who Barney Rubble is.
Throw a Dino a bone.
What's a Dino?
It's not Dino. Is it Dino?
Dino? Martin?
Yeah. The hell was the damn... It's Dino, right?
It is.
Damn it.
But I like this game now because now you don't think that anything from your youth is factual. And so, but you know you're close on everything. And so if I can get you for just even 1 second to think that you're wrong, I can capitalize on that for at least the next 5 minutes.
For like a hot second there when I was a kid, I wanted a pterodactyl to put on the wall that I could talk to. So like the phone.
That's funny. I weirdly wanted a little green Martian thing just flying around.
Really? I always thought it'd be cool to like push your feet through the bottom floorboards of our 85 Corolla.
You can almost do it through the bottom floorboards of your 2002 Corolla. I'll tell you that right. 2005 Corolla.
The new hotness, dude. Well, on that prehistoric note, slingers, let's yabba-dabba-do this. What do we got? Come on, Fred.
So yesterday, the last 2 days, I don't know. My brain's kind of fried.
How am I supposed to tell the difference?
I don't know. I'm not really asking you.
Okay.
I took a trip
To the wild side.
No, that's taking a walk.
Tomato.
But I didn't take a walk. I took multiple planes.
Mhm.
Anyways, found myself in Iowa for a short period of time.
Oh, shit. I thought that was a joke. Sorry, Iowa.
Yeah, sorry, Iowa, indeed, and your use of ethanol-powered gasoline, which is fantastic. Good for you. It's also cheaper, which is great.
Iowa, I owe you an apology.
All right, that was the episode. Thank you.
Good night, everybody. See you like next time.
So on my way back from this quick turnaround trip to Iowa, I found myself watching Ocean's 11.
Mm-hmm. We've discussed that before.
Yeah, 10 minutes ago when we were talking about recording this episode, in fact.
No, if you wanted to find that needle in the haystack, we talk about Ocean's 11 in one of our earlier episodes.
Did I talk about the old one or the new one or both?
We're actually talking about the actors in it.
Oh, okay.
But we referred to, out of all of them, the first one is pretty classic. It's a pretty good one.
The first one is
remake.
the first new one.
Yeah, the first new one
Yeah.
with Clooney and Pitt.
I mean, the original Ocean's 11 also pretty great, and it's kind of nice in the new first one, Ocean's 11. They actually pay homage to the old movie.
Mm-hmm. It's really fun.
Yeah, it's a super fun movie. But anyways, I forgot how much I loved Don Cheadle's character, Basher.
Mm-hmm.
And he throws out a handful of different, and I'll need to rewatch it again because I was on a plane and trying to pay attention to a puppy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Puppies?
Yeah, puppies on a plane. It's a lot cuter than that Samuel L. Jackson movie. So I'm half paying attention, and I forgot, as the resident Brit in the movie, he threw out a handful of little fun international slang terms.
Mm-hmm.
But one stuck in my head in particular, being a fan of the Flintstones growing up. At one point, he refers to a situation that's messed up.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, we're in Barney.
Like Barney Rubble?
Yes, like Barney Rubble. He goes on to explain that Barney means Barney Rubble. Mm-hmm. Rubble rhymes with trouble. Barney means trouble.
So
and
I kind of like that.
I thought it was fantastic. And apparently it's part of a whole series of Cockney slang terms because they have a rhyming slang. So they come up with words that are associated with words that rhyme with the word that they're trying to say. I thought it was fantastic and would be kind of fun to just use from time to time. I don't find myself in a whole lot of trouble, but if I did, I would like to use the term Barney.
Well, and you like these international words.
I do.
The weirder the better too. Like,
well, I feel like, yes, the weirder the better. I also feel like there's more meaning behind it. Maybe they also now are developing new stupid slang terms like the ones that we have.
You know why you like it so much? You're a goddamn sponge. And that's a compliment.
I don't have square pants.
No.
And my name's not Bob.
No, but you're a sponge. So you have all this knowledge you soak up, right?
Mm-hmm. So
you've soaked up all our knowledge. You need a challenge. So you need international words in slang terms, stuff you haven't heard. When it's something you learn, you're like on it like a monkey humping a football.
How many monkeys hump footballs?
All of them?
Oh, then I guess I am on it like a monkey humping a football, but I don't think I would have used that analogy.
You can keep that football. I don't need it back, by the way.
You should be so lucky.
You should be so lucky because I've already looked up Barney on Urban Dictionary.
What does Urban Dictionary say he said in English this time?
He said it's a purple dinosaur.
This interview is over.
It technically does say that's the first thing. But the third thing on there is a British term meaning trouble. If the cops catch us smoking pot, we're going to be in Barney. So, from Sparky McGee.
Sparky McGee?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. That might be Nigel's dad.
Sparky McGee. I thought that was your breakdance name.
No. It would never be a McGee.
You're more like a Sparky 3-nut.
More like a Robin Sparkles.
Really?
No.
Okay. You're like a ham bone. Like I'd call you a ham bone. That's what I do. Dr. Hambone.
Yeah, so I thought it was a fun term. I think that it's something we could use more of. And I think that what we've learned, if nothing else, from doing these international episodes is that when we come up with fun terms like this, sometimes the kids latch on to them. So if we can get more kids to latch on to them.
Like what kind of kids? Like 5-year-olds or like
no? What was the word? What was the word that you hated that you didn't want us to do? Oh, sorted. That's what it was. And you hated it, and Liv and Daniel actually liked it.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, I think that these international terms, maybe we can get them to get sort of a foothold here in the good old U.S. of A.
I don't know, the damage you did with bougie. Instead of killing that word, it grew like 10 times.
It didn't grow 10 times. It was already insanely big. It didn't get any bigger after that episode.
No, you totally, you almost killed us with bougie. All right. So, okay. So you brought up Barney.
Yes. So go ahead.
I was just going to say so Barney means trouble. I'm just trying to see like if it just feels natural to use it. Like,
okay, so that's the problem. And that was gonna lead into my next question, which is, have you ever found yourself in a situation in your past where you would have possibly referred to yourself in hindsight now as having been in Barney?
Oh,
which there's no way that doesn't sound dirty, but it's okay. I still like the term.
Yeah, that sounds silly. And if I could rhyme it with something at that moment, I think it would be fun. But otherwise, it just doesn't. It sounds weird.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds fun though. Like it doesn't sound like a terrible word like totes.
Right.
Yeah.
You really do hate toads.
Hate it.
So anyway, have you found yourself in a situation in your past where you might have referred to yourself, thinking back on it now, as being in Barney?
Yeah. I have a perfect moment. I have to go back to, I was probably 18, 17. I don't know if I was a senior in high school or right out of it, but our band used to practice downtown in this loft that was on the second floor. And we had gotten in our little town kind of a big name. So people would come there during the weekends, kind of like a party thing. And we'd, play.
Were there only 2 bands?
Don't just the one. We didn't even need an opening act.
Oh, so that's how you got a big name, by being the only act in town. That's fantastic.
We had this douchebag that showed up that was being.
You didn't even know me then.
No. Yeah.
Different douchebag.
Well, you'd have been like what, 9, 8?
Yeah, but you wouldn't believe how I could throw eggs on stage at
really
8 or 9 years old.
So we practiced in this big loft downtown, and it had like a fire escape. You had to get up to it and stuff. But everybody was there, big party thing going on, a bunch of stuff in the parking lot, and this one douchebag comes in, starts messing with some of the women or some of the girls, like in not appropriate ways. And I think he had been drinking a little bit. He was more of just an asshole. And this was around a time where there was this group of guys that would just show up, like 30, 40 of them, and they would just beat the shit out of people. Like they just wanted to do that. And
in Kingman?
Yeah.
Man, I wouldn't believe something like that from there. But all right.
So he literally left because we kicked him. Well, he left because we kicked him out. And then he shows up a half hour later with 30 or 40 dudes ready to just smash us because he had told them we had punched his girlfriend in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Like called her some derogatory names, but she didn't even have a girlfriend. But they didn't care. They just showed up to fight. And it was basically the four of us, 2 roadies, our girlfriends, and then about 40 dudes with bats. So that was a fun night.
Their Little League team has never been that good.
Thankfully,
I can't imagine they'd be able to swing them very hard.
Because get this, when the dust settled, we all walked away, and they had to carry about 6 of their dudes away.
Really?
Yeah. Because, I mean, they show up with bats. We showed up with tire irons and stuff like that.
Oh.
I didn't. I swung a mic stand a couple times, and then, don't anybody listen to this part? I threw my back out at 17.
You threw out your back, you said?
Mm-hmm. Which I didn't know was possible for
a mic stand?
Yeah.
So you went full Steven Tyler then.
Did he throw out his back, though?
You got to imagine at some point he did.
Not swinging that. He was swinging his other
no
mic.
muscle surrounding anything.
Yeah,
at some point you got to throw.
It's because he was swinging his other mic.
Whoa. You can't swing that around on stage.
No.
Do you think he ties a scarf around that?
Easily.
Wow.
Still does. What do you think it's attached to?
You know what's
from
funny?
neck to
I feel like we just did a closing of an episode that I was so proud of us for not talking about penises.
And who's the guy who jumps on the penis wagon?
You cannot say it that way.
I can't call it a wagon?
Oh, you can say that way.
Okay.
That's the other part.
The P train? That could be anything, though, right?
No, not
There's
really.
a whole lot of things the P could stand
but none of them would be good.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, so there was
tire irons and mic stands.
There was Barney all over the place.
Man, you've lived a tougher life than me.
No, that's the biggest brawl I've ever been in. And it was legitimately scary because these guys didn't care. It was just about, they just wanted to hurt people and leave. They didn't care. They cared late, like the next weekend. It was like, let's get them and go beat up those guys. And I was just like, what's the point? This is stupid.
Before swinging, did you go, here's a teaser for you. Johnny goes to the hospital.
No, it was like, if you're going to come here and do this, you're going to enjoy it with one friggin' eye.
Hey, you ever met my friend Mike?
You know my quote?
Yeah. Yeah, wasn't that your quote right before you stepped on stage for breakdancing too?
You're going to enjoy it with one friggin' eye?
Oh, no. I thought you meant, have you met my friend Mike?
No, that's from The Mask, man.
Oh.
When he's fighting.
Have you met my friend Mike is from The Mask?
No.
Oh.
Okay. So there's my tale of whoa, Barney, whoa.
Yeah, interesting.
What do you got?
Well, I don't know. I feel like I've told the story on the podcast about the
Mexico?
Yeah, the Mexico San Isidro incident. But I feel like, to me, when I hear Barney and I hear the way that,
that Mexico tale, that had the potential of being like a Barney 2.0. Like,
yeah,
that could have been bad.
No, it definitely could have resulted in death
times 2.
But when I hear the way that Basher uses Barney in Ocean's 11,
mm-hmm.
I hear it more as almost like a foobar situation.
Okay.
Which, for what it's worth, I hate the term foobar.
Which is on our list. We should probably do.
Yeah, well, we'll get to it eventually, I guess. I just really don't like it.
But then I get to talk about Tango and Cash.
Right, and you get to talk about the military, I guess, because it isn't in a military term.
The first time I heard it was Tango and Cash.
No. Well, Tango has named it. Yeah. So when I think of it in that aspect, this is a lot more mundane than the story you just told or my Mexico story.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember when I was opening the new California Pizza Kitchen in Seal Beach, California. Mm-hmm. And when you're opening in a situation like that, where you're a new store surrounded by 4 other stores less than 5 miles away that have been doing it for a really long time.
Yeah.
Everybody's expectation is you're going to open the doors and you're going to do it exactly the same as them in the right time frames and all that. But you've got brand new people. You're the busiest because you got brand new things for people to come in and look at.
Okay, that makes sense.
And so you're exponentially busier with exponentially less experienced people, and it just turns into a complete shit show, which now backing that up is kind of the way that I hear Barney, right? It's more like a shit show or fluster cluck.
Yeah. It's a fun way to just say that.
Barney. Right. And so during one of the days post-open, a couple days in or something like that, I got called out to the patio to talk to a person who was upset, nay, irate, because they had been waiting for their food for, I want to say, over 50 minutes. Yikes. And their child hadn't eaten yet, and he was crying because of that. Now, mind you, I am fairly certain he was crying because his dad was being an asshole, but
can't eat that.
No. Not in public anyway. And so I think that's what he was crying for. But the dad was willing to tell me that the reason he was crying was because he hadn't eaten yet.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you, had he 20 minutes into his experience or something like that said, can you get even something for my child to snack on?
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
In a heartbeat. Yeah.
We got this taken care of. But you get into that situation and literally there's nothing you can say in that moment that is going to make that person feel any better about the situation. One, because they have no desire to feel any better about the situation. But 2, how are you supposed to come back with something that's going to have miraculously fed their child 30 minutes ago?
Yeah. You could hand them a plate of chicken nuggies with $100 bill on it and it still wouldn't fix it.
Right. And so you get to those moments and you're like, there's nothing I can do here. This is a no-win situation. And to me, that, kind of exemplifies what I hear when I hear the term Barney.
Okay. Yeah, that fits. Yeah, mine was a little more extreme, but yeah, I think you're right.
Wait, was Extreme at your show? Were they on your side? Did they fight with you?
I wish.
That'd be great.
I wouldn't have been able to do anything if Nuno was sitting there swinging next to me. I've been fangirling and stuff. Nuno! Hold your guitar.
Nobody touches my guitar.
That's not his guitar.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Yes.
Zoolander.
No. That's Dodgeball.
Damn it. You're right.
Yeah.
Same guy, different movie.
Whew, I wish I had that on film. Oh, he can't even look at me now. Look at this. I mean, it might be the new haircut, but he still can't look at me.
Definitely a new haircut, but that is pretty embarrassing. Not Snuffleupagus or Wendy Peppercorn embarrassing.
You can throw all that out you want. You just screwed up Dodgeball. You've quoted Dodgeball from the get.
It's called From the Jump. But I am insanely.
You are tired, dude. Screw that up. You are tired.
I'm insanely embarrassed.
Yeah. It's all right.
It's at least the right actor.
True.
So, hey.
And there's a zillion quotes from both movies. So
there are, but there's no excuse for missing that one. That's embarrassing. But
heal me now, believe me later.
No. That was, you know what? That was the best impression you've ever done.
If you want, we could start one of these just doing Hans and Franz. I used to do that all the time. So, and now that I listen to Fly on the Wall all the time, they just interviewed Arnold. Did you watch that? Listen to that?
Oh no.
Yeah, and that's all they do. He just does his quotes through the whole damn thing, and they talk about the movie that they wrote for him that he wanted to do but they couldn't do. Sounds like would have been the greatest, funniest, absolutely stupid movie ever made, and it would have been glorious.
Oh, absolutely.
But he was like, I love it. And he still remembers all. He tells you the scenes and the actual lines from this script that him and that they and I think Conan O'Brien wrote it. So I was
no, that would have been the greatest movie ever.
It wouldn't it?
I don't even need to hear anything else.
Yeah,
the three of them and Conan O'Brien,
because they're on a search to find him because they're like he's their lost uncle or something like that.
Oh my god, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Plus, we need more Kevin Nealon back in the movies.
You can't even say girly man anymore though, because that's bad.
Wee little girly man.
What do you want our listeners to learn about Barney? Like, what do you want them to take away from the word Barney?
I think what I want them to take away is just it's a fun way when you get in a Not like a literal foobar situation, but
Yeah.
like a situation that's tough, that you don't know in the moment how to recover from. It's just kind of a fun term to use.
Like maybe something light, like you came and sat down the table and knocked everybody's drinks over.
Sure.
So what would you say in that moment?
Oh shit, I'm in Barney.
Okay. But what if one of the people at the table's name's Barney?
Well, hopefully his pants are up.
Yeah, that could get really dark really quick.
Gross.
Yes.
Gross.
I know something's weird because you got all the gross jokes tonight.
Yeah. Well, I'm tired. When I'm tired, my jokes get lazy, and lazy jokes are dirty
I
generally.
would say by lazy you mean horny.
No, lazy jokes are dirty. Wait, dirty jokes are lazy.
Dirty jokes are done
It's
dirt
like
cheap.
the first time I've experienced the English language tonight. It is terrifying.
He's going to be like, I need to listen to that again before we put that out on there.
No, let it roll.
Let it roll. Roll the dice on the
Yeah.
Barney be damned.
What's the worst that can happen? Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Messersmith is looking for a new co-host as Matthew Keane has been canceled from the airwaves.
Yeah. I have a feeling we'll have to maybe do a Barney 2 just because it's so new and it's kind of like it would be kind of cool to hear that this actually gets used a little bit.
Also,
in the correct way.
why do you think it ended up being Barney and not like Betty or Bam Bam?
I don't know. Bam Bam sounds like it would be amazing.
Also kind of funny that Basher could have used Bam Bam with the same meaning, and it would have been funny because Basher and Bam Bam.
Mm-hmm. Or just the fact that he blows up stuff. Bam Bam.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like this. You should write Ocean's 64.
I don't think that's how it works.
Why not?
But if it did, I think you'd be able to get a video game cartridge of it.
Well, because they went back and did prequels, right? So they did 8, 9, and 10 with the ladies, or they were
No,
starting
they just
that?
did 8.
Because they were supposed to do the other ones, but nobody went and saw 8.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah, that would have
happens.
been really dumb.
So we could do Ocean's 1, just reset this sumbitch.
With only one character.
Yeah, it'd be like Brad Pitt when he's like a little baby and stuff like that. Like him and Clooney in the
It'd be
him and Clooney in preschool.
Benjamin Button.
We could. I bet he'd be into that.
Yeah, I'm sure he would.
So I've
Also, I'm watching the beginning of that movie, and it's George Clooney going through his little interview thing to get out of prison. I was like, fuck this guy for being so damn handsome. Like, I wish that on my worst day, which I've got to imagine like the day that you're having to talk yourself out of jail would be up there, that my hair ever looked half as good as his hair looked in that scene.
So I don't know if this is true, but I just saw an interview with him, and he bought a Flowbee, and he cuts his own hair with a Flowbee, just so he can tell the story. But that's him. He's all this. That's me, Flowbee. He's all, my wife thinks I'm fucking crazy. I'm like, no way. I hope he's messing with people. But how awesome would that be to walk in and see George Clooney cutting his hair with a Flowbee?
How good looking do you have to be to care so little about how good looking you are that you purchase a Flowbee to cut your own hair?
I mean, this is now, like, I'm sure he had people doing his hair especially when he first
It's
took
the
off.
suck cut. It sucks while it cuts.
I'm willing to give it a try.
Man, the line is, well, it certainly does suck.
This sucks to suck. What is that from?
Wayne's World.
The first one?
Yeah. They have a guy, and he has what looks like a handheld dirt devil thing attached to a hose.
Okay.
And it operates the way a Flowbee would. You just cross the person's head. And remember, Garth's hair gets stuck in it.
Oh,
like starts getting pulled off the chair and stuff.
I totally. How do you remember that random line, though? That's crazy.
It sucks while it cuts. Well, it certainly does suck.
But how do you screw up no one makes me bleed my own blood?
Listen.
Was that from Rambo 2?
Mistakes were made. Rambo 2?
Yeah. First Blood in New York?
Again, at least I got the right actor. If I was going to go in that realm, then I would have said it's Tropic Thunder. Right? Was Ben Stiller in Tropic Thunder?
Yes.
Okay. Never saw it.
Same here. So I think you pretty much Barney'd this episode.
I didn't Barney this episode. I got myself in Barney by saying Zoolander instead of
And who got you out of that?
Dodgeball.
This guy right here.
Baxter, probably.
This guy right here. Co-host, no host.
We're like 50 episodes in, so it's nice that you saved me from one while I saved you from the other 49.
Yeah, but I got nowhere to go but up.
That's true. That is absolutely true.
And I'm a climbing son of a bitch, dude.
Well,
Watch me cliffhanger this shit.
I don't know if that's true, but
watch me Ace Ventura when nature calls, this son of a bitch.
no.
Well, I had it. I guess I don't got it no more.
Nope, you lost it already.
Can you save this episode by getting us out of here on time?
Ooh, I don't know if I can. It's been an off day for me.
Where should the people go to listen to us, and how often?
Weekly, sometimes twice a week, depending on if we have a flashback episode.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever you absorb your podcasts.
Absorb. That's a good word.
You could be on Apple Podcasts. You could be on Amazon Music.
Spotify.
You could be on Spotify. You could be on other places that you might listen to podcasts.
Mm-hmm. Google has one.
Sure.
It's going away, and I think it's going to YouTube. So we've been approached about, people keep asking if we're going to be on YouTube. So we might have to do that in the future.
For what it's worth, it's usually our family, but they have been asking.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody really wants to see this, though.
Not anymore. None of that.
All right. That totally would have been on TikTok. Would have been a good clip. Thanks for having me here for Barney, dude.
No problem, bro.
We'll see you later, Chief.
Thanks, Captain.
You're supposed to just go right to Gaylord, dude.
No, I can't say that.
Why not? It's just 2 words. If the Lord isn't happy, then what is he?
I think it's Sad Lord.
Ooh, band name. Perfect way to end this episode.
Also, I think Gaylord's 1 word, just for the record.
Well, when you pronounce it right. What isn't there a word called Blarney? Blarney with an L?
I mean, there's the Blarney Stone. I also feel like Blarney is a term, another British used term.
That would be British?
Well, I mean, the Blarney Stone's Irish, so it might be an Irish used term.
Yeah, see, dude, get it together, dude.
Get it together. I'm the only one carrying any information. You just asked, isn't there like Barney with an L, like Blarney or La Barney or something?
Blarney.
La Barney is actually what they call Barney Rubble in France.
No, Blarney is LeBron's little brother who plays field hockey.
LeBranathan.
Lepore is what he's called. Lay Untalented is what he's called.
That's lay sad.
Let's say bye-bye. Let's Lego.
Lego.
Lego my podcast.
Let's fui.
Again, I'm Daniel.
And I'm Matt. Hugh Jackman. And if you find yourself in some Barney soon, let us know about it. We'd be interested to hear.
We won't help you, but I mean.
No, but we like stories about people getting themselves in trouble because it saves us from all of our own stories.
Yeah, it takes all the heat off of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got plenty of my stories.
Sure do.
Shh.
Catch you next week, slangers. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the sound of Royal Crown Cola.
And this is the sound of me drinking it.
I'm surprised that didn't get more popular, the Royal Crown Cola. Like, how fun would it be at a bar to order a Royal Crown and Crown Royal?
Tongue twisters?
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially as you've been drinking. That gets better through the night. Yeah.
RCCR.
It's like my favorite 70s band. RCCR.
Yeah, that's the revival of Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Yeah. Well, it just feels like they're just repeating themselves. They were better when they first came out. Yeah.
It's like, I always say, you should have heard that band Ezra. They were okay. But this band, man, they are better than Ezra.
Much better than Ezra.
Yeah, they're screwed if somebody comes out and they're much better than Ezra.
What about... No, let's leave it there. We don't need that. Can we even tag Better than Ezra? Are they still around?
Yeah, I would assume so.
What happens when you assume things, right?
Yeah, make an ass out of you.
and me.
Yes, and you. That's what I said.